What's going on, guys? Sparrow here today, and today we're going to be reacting to The Lover's Stone Episode 4, Disharmony. Okay, so Episode 3 was a little interesting, and basically we learned a little bit about Celestia's past. It's kind of still conflicting a little bit on both sides of Discord and Celestia, because both are still kind of debating whether or not someone did something wrong. Like, did Celestia really do something when putting him in stone for the first time? Or did Discord do something that may have caused it? I don't know. That part about the story is still kind of a mystery to me. Then there's, of course, Luna's side, which was kind of fixed in the second part. Then again, there could be more to it. It's like I said in the previous part. It's an audio drama that could possibly have these twists and turns. Like I said, I don't know how long the story is. I don't know what extent this goes to. I have no idea. So, in this one, it's called Disharmony, so I'm guessing Discord is going to go through with this plan to basically use the elements of harmony to try and get rid of whatever the stone is. Is it like a virus? Is it something that's being triggered on something that he's denying? That's my guess, because it only triggers at certain points, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know what to really expect going into this. I'm expecting Discord to go through with this plan for Celestia to basically say no, don't do it, because we don't want to see Discord, I guess hurt himself, because all that's probably going to do is probably hurt him more than it's going to help him. So without further ado, I guess we're going to just get into this. Not sure what to expect, honestly. So without further ado, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, start. Yeah, it needs a little... There we go. Sorry, I forget to sometimes turn down the volume. It's a little difficult to remember all the things that are in the setups. Like the preset. Oh, also, this is the final episode before, basically, the series has come to a stop for now. Episode 5 is still in progress, and it's still being worked on, but I don't know when the hell that's coming out, so this is the last episode for a while. But I'm really enjoying this series, and depending on where we're going in this part, depends on how the story's going to adapt. Oh, so excellent job by the artists and all that stuff so far. It's been really good so far. I'm honestly surprised how well this episode or this series has caught my attention, considering it's Celesticord and I'm not a Celesticord shipper. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now. Wait a minute, at one point it said that Luna was voiced by Kenzie, and now it's saying it's voiced by Minty Snowflake. On the second one it said it was voiced by Kenzie. I don't know if that's a flaw, or... I don't know. Just thought I'd say, so... Kenzie, if you're watching, there you go. Anyways, let's watch. Okay, so this is not an error. This is just something that's new to the series. This transition thing.
Celestia, please tell me you haven't said a word to Twilight about this yet.
Ooh, really like this artwork. It's very, very detailed.
No! Why would you do that? You should have spoken to me about this first. Taking the elements from the tree could have major repercussions, and using them on you in this state, they could make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you talk to me? Or at least ask me about this?
Because I knew you wouldn't want us to. This is my choice here. I'm doing this for us.
What? You're still the way in stone, Discord. Please, just send word back, and we'll find another way.
Sorry, but there is no other way.
Yes, well, okay then. Ship!
Discord! Celestia, I know you think this will end badly, but I don't. He suggested the elements, and it might just work.
I don't think so.
But if it doesn't,
Nothing's ever that
then
easy.
let's hope we can if this doesn't go well.
Oh boy. I'm liking how that transition like fades in and fades out. That's really good. I like that. Like you're adding in the sound
Tree's
effects
so stupid!
prior to
I don't know.
all that stuff.
Tree should be fine without the elements. But can his body really handle the strain of using them on him?
It's like I said, this is in a totally different timeline than the show because otherwise taking the elements away from the tree would be a terrible idea. I recognize that tune.
How can I stop this horrible event? Watching himself
You're kidding me right now. I can't remember the name of the second track. I could be wrong. Sounds like something I've heard in one of Ashley H's parts to Remembrance. I think it's the ending. Like the ending song that I'm recognizing. For episodes like 1 through 5, I mean. Before it went like halfway through.
Why should I start to break in pieces? Why should I go and fall apart with you?
I think this is cool in Led's artwork, if I'm not mistaken.
Should I be here by myself and lie, saying that I'm fine?
I definitely freaking recognize this tune.
Body's fading with your light. How I learn how to be alright.
Regardless, I like it. I need to sit up a little bit.
Give you my heart, though you fade away. These broken
You guys know it. I'm a sucker for piano, so of course I'm gonna like this track.
everything now got nothing to say. I learned to be alright. I hear your voice, I feel
Like the animation.
within these words I finally find you.
Whoever has like done the
This I feel
what's it like the
I learned how to be
direction for the animation, you did a really good job.
Why should I say that I'll
Like you're actually doing a really good job here at organizing this and putting it together. The video director, the video editor basically is Kenzie. The one who's editing the story, that edits the story, is Celestia. I know that for a fact. I don't know who the animators are. I know Draft the Filmmaker was one of them. I think in the last part. Here, I don't know. Hello there, Celestia. I've heard this before, I just don't know where from. I mean, I kind of know what's happening here, seeing I've seen these PNGs a lot. This one's been altered a little bit with the teardrops. But I've seen these vectors multiple times, so what's going on is there's basically a background and there's a vector that's being animated across the screen. They're using keyframes to basically tell how the direction of the animation is going to go, where something starts, where something ends. That kind of animation I'm aware of. I think they call it like sticker book animation or something like that. And you're basically just putting one layer over the other one. And, you know, animating one layer. Nice butt, Celestia. Sorry. Also, Celestia has done a fan-fucking-tastic job at voicing Celestia. Kudos. I'm part of her Discord server. She's rarely ever on, but boy is she good. What the world?
Oh, yes, Gypsy. You need to stop worrying about all this.
She's
Work.
guarding the place
Or at
where he
least
stood.
stall the stone from growing. You need to trust me.
Also,
Oh,
I can't tell if that's supposed to be Scarlet in the background
just
or if that's a VA.
that if anything goes wrong. I know.
Stop.
Now come inside. We need to find the ideal room for us to do this. Let us go to the underground part of the castle.
Underground.
That way no one will interrupt or get in the way. Okay.
The catacombs? Dungeons? And back to this transition.
La 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 la.
This chick, she's funny.
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Scarlet Heart, I think is her name. Hello, Spike.
Oh, my Celestia! You're Spike the Brave and Glorious!
Oh!
Yes!
I forgot about the connection with the Crystal Empire. Nice.
So,
Nice.
what can I
Nice.
help you with? Oh, right. Silly me. I got
I was wondering why she was so excited. I'm like, wait a
I
minute.
have a message from Canterlot for Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Oh boy.
Canterlot? Why wouldn't Princess Celestia send Twilight a letter through me? It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Tell me the message? I was told to tell Twilight directly. It's a very serious matter. All right. Who are you, anyways? Oh, right.
Exactly.
My name's Scarlet Scribe.
Scarlet Scribe,
Well,
okay.
It's nice to meet you.
Gotta clean my glasses.
Gladly.
You guys are probably going, whoa, he looks different with his glasses off. Yeah, I do. I can actually see a little better with my glasses off. I'm farsighted, not nearsighted. Like right now, I can see 10 times better than these
Hey,
30
Spike.
things. Oh, hello, Starlight.
What's this?
Forgot you were in
This
this.
is Scarlet Scribe. She has a message for Twilight from Canterlot. Canterlot?
Oh, is Starlight gonna be like the person who talks here?
Why wouldn't Celestia send
Pony,
Twilight a scroll
technically.
through Spag? That is explained in the message I have to give you. Verbally. Something has happened. Did something happen? Are the princesses okay?
That
Don't
Twilight
jump to
face.
conclusions, darling. I'm sure it's fine.
Interesting artwork, by the way.
Continue.
Like,
All
art
right,
style. That's what I
well,
meant to say.
Discord has fallen ill. Me and my boss have been attempting to make him better.
Now you can
but
definitely tell it's Anna.
we haven't been successful. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Is he okay?
Why does Fluttershy look angry?
His condition continues to get worse. Part of him has turned into stone. At first it was just a small patch, but then it covered his entire arm.
Yeah.
Stone!
And up his neck.
Like the stone he was sealed away in by the elements? Yes. But that should be impossible.
This Twilight face.
Sadly, it is possible. What does she want us to do? She wants
Yeah, and
to take
Celestia
the elements
knows
back
something.
From the Tree of Harmony. What? Wasn't the tree kinda dying before?
Yeah.
Is it really a good idea to take the elements from it? Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea. We believe the tree should be fully restored and healthy again. I think we should do it. Why is that?
Ooh, Fluttershy agrees.
Trust her. I don't know why, but I do. All right then.
That was
Everyone
quick.
else agree?
That was a very quick compromise.
Yes. Sure. Sure.
I'm trying to remember exactly
Alright,
in
I guess
the...
we're doing this.
Okay, I remember
Let's go then.
the pillars came and they had to get the elements out of the tree. And it was fine
Wait,
afterwards.
I'm going with you.
Starlight is Starlight gonna be like the voice of reason here?
Just stay here. Oh.
Not the content creator, right? I mean like the actual voice of reason. Very
Very
similar to what she did in the season 7 finale.
Oh, okay. Have fun. Will do. All right, Spike. We'll be back soon.
Very interesting art style. I can't tell if those are supposed to be dragon scales or if that's like stone. Looks like stone / dragon scales. Kind of reminds me of like a loading screen.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Don't worry about it, Twilight. I'm sure this will be fine.
This art looks very familiar. I think this was in Remembrance, definitely. Again, I recognize this.
Short steps,
Deep breath.
everything is alright. Chin up, I can't believe we are doing this. Going back there, a sense of melancholy.
So this is before, like I said, there's no definitive timeline here.
How to feel about
Back into the Ever Free.
this. But when I feel unsure, I just think of the times when we used to fight.
It's a cute artwork. Kind of like that. Kind of like it. What? Love it. Yes, I definitely recognize this artwork. This artwork is very, very familiar. I'm sure I've seen it in Remembrance, or maybe even Daughter of Discord.
Why does my heart both yearn and hate for this? When I feel
Oh, there's the Tree of Harmony.
what I say, there's such a between them. I know inside that it's probably fine. Something seems wrong, but I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's Rainbow Dash.
But when I feel unsure, I just think of the
Those ears, they're adorable.
times when we used to fight
Mhm.
with harmony. Now we get
So at least it would be past season 4 and season 5 because Starlight is still here.
what life we see, if you're with me, then
I have a feeling she's gonna be a voice of reason or something because she just seems like that kind of character. Very similar to season 7 finale.
there's harmony.
Okay.
This is it.
Yeah.
If this was it, then why did we stop?
Can you and Starlight stay out here?
Hmm.
I feel like we should do this alone.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, they gotta get out of the tree first. I think. I think I'm only spotting one teensy tiny little flaw that is kind of affecting the storyline a
I
little bit.
realize how bad this looks, asking for the elements to come straight to me.
I'll
but
explain it. I'll explain in the commentary,
It's the only
like the
way.
end commentary.
It's the last chance I have.
Think twice about this Discord. You may seal yourself in stone
Discord.
for reals this
What
time.
are you doing here?
Thinking.
Oh,
Hard.
All right. I will leave you to it.
Wait, Luna.
Yes.
If this doesn't go well, promise me you will stay by her side.
If what doesn't go well?
Does Luna know?
She didn't tell you?
No. She didn't tell me what.
Oh boy.
Ugh, out with it already!
Sent for Twilight to bring the elements.
What?
Love how Luna's like direct and blunt about it. She's like, just get it out with it.
I am on to you, Discord. Whatever you're doing, I will not let you get away with.
Oh boy.
Luna, I'm not trying to do...
Sure, Discord.
Ooh, I really
want.
like how
I
the
know
constellations
what
are
you
in
really
Luna's
doing.
main.
I know what you really are.
Oh, Luna.
Luna! Let her go. Okay, your voice is really deep for a mare. This is awkward.
Anyways, just let her go.
I said the same
She
thing.
doesn't know when to leave anymore. She does what the
Looks more like a
truth
girl
is
than it does a
time,
boy.
For both her and Celestia's sake.
Thanks. You're a really cool gal, aren't you? Thank you, and bye.
Still not a mare.
I like how Discord pointed that out. He's got, I'm guessing it's like the stereotype kind of pretty boy, like, you know, long, floopy hair. All that stuff.
Luna,
Oh, hello.
What's that
What are
face?
you need to stop being so mistrusting towards Discord.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You just blew up at him. I saw everything. Luna, you can't keep going back and forth like this. I know you want to trust him, so why must you continue like this?
I thought for a second it was a
don't
changeling.
know.
That'd be kind of
I
awkward.
should apologize to him, shouldn't I?
Yeah?
Yes.
Probably. But first, tell me why you suddenly got so mad at him again.
Yeah.
He called for the elements of harmony to be taken out of the tree and brought here to potentially heal him.
Okay, that is a little fishy, but I trust him and Celestia to do what is right, and you should too. The other day, did you not say something about wanting her to trust you more?
You're right.
Now, let's go do some work for now.
Yeah. All right.
But didn't you just tell him,
Thank
Chip?
Problem?
But didn't you just tell her to go and apologize to Discord? That's probably the best thing she could do, unless I just missed something. Probably. More than likely, I did miss something.
So, we're really going to do this? Yes. All right. Yay! A new necklace!
Yay!
Oh, they're just as gorgeous as before.
Of course.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, awesome!
We best get going.
Yeah.
What the what? What was that? I have a feeling that's very important that I did that. Is there a villain in this? That's my question.
The elements of harmony. It's really them. I've never actually seen them in person. These are what made the friendship castle, right?
Interesting
Yeah.
Starlight voice.
All right. We should get going to Canterlot.
Right.
You're correct.
I don't know.
Shouldn't waste any
I don't know
more
who
time here.
who's voicing her.
Let's get on our way.
I remember looking at the voice actor's name, but I don't think I could pronounce it. I'll look in the credits. Wow, we're in the catacombs.
Here would be prison cells.
What? Of course not. Why do we keep people locked up under where we sleep? What kind of place do you take us for?
Good point.
I can't tell if Celestia's just being sarcastic there or if she's being serious.
Yes, it's barely used down here. It's mostly just leftovers from when the castle was being built. A guard named Bob comes down here once a day to make sure the torches are still lit.
Oh, okay. This is the perfect place.
Yeah,
You okay?
Huh?
yes. I'm still uncomfortable with this.
I feel I
Not to
missed
mention
something
it is
very
spooky down
important.
here, like you said.
Why not go up and wait for the others to arrive?
I really like the
Are you
shading
sure
with the
you're
fort
fine
fire.
to be
Nice
down
job.
here, though?
Of course.
Whoever did this.
I have to do some setting up and cleaning.
Like, I know
first
it's just a
anyways.
loop. Like, it's
Alright.
just kind of a loop
I'll
going
see
on
you
right
in a
now,
bit.
but it's cool. Like it. See, it's like a loading screen.
Oh, sorry, Discord. I
Shep.
wasn't looking where I was going.
Yeah.
Discord,
Yes, Tia?
promise me that.
I promise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gypsy is down under the castle, setting up.
Wait.
Oh, alright.
Discord,
Yes.
do you want to come and wait with me? At the front of the castle for Twilight
boy.
and the others?
Sure.
All right.
Celestia. Discord. How are you doing?
Been better.
Welcome, everyone. Sorry you were brought here in such an odd way.
It's
Whoa.
really no problem, Your Majesty.
Every pony is welcome to go inside. I need to have a word with Twilight for a moment.
Oh boy.
Okie dokie dokie. All right. Is everything okay? Well, it obviously isn't, but is anything else wrong?
When you took the elements from the tree, did anything seem off?
Those eyes.
No, not that I noticed.
Oh, all right.
Should I be concerned
Those
about
eyes.
this?
No, it's all right.
Who was
The
that?
tree was weak before, so I wanted to make sure that it continued to be okay.
Well, okay.
I want to say it was just Twilight's eyes, but I feel like they opened up something even more worse. Like, I think they opened up a can of worms that they're probably going to be alert of pretty quickly. I don't know. I don't know if that was just like a layover or something like that.
Well, this is
Like a
creepy.
layer that just was supposed to
Yes, sorry
be
about
Twilight's eyes. But why would Twilight be opening her eyes?
Hello.
Hello.
And now,
Who might you be?
I'm Gypsy. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Anyways, we shouldn't waste time. Let's get started. All right. Just tell us what to do and where we need to be. Let's start out with a run-through of what you need to do.
Okay.
Firstly, do you want Luna to be here for the Celestia? No, I'm afraid she's very busy. All right.
yeah,
Celestia, Scarlet, and Starlight.
she's got
go
two.
stand on
She's
the
got
far
two
side of the
princess
room.
responsibilities on her
Okay.
on her hooves.
You girls form a circle around Discord.
Also, I'm sorry, Brits.
Alright,
I
so
just
next-
flipped you off. There. I meant to do that. I'm so sorry. Okay.
All right. Remember our run
Ooh,
through.
real nice shading on this
Just
art.
as
Like it.
easy, Except we are using the elements this time. Ready?
Ready.
Oy.
Honesty.
Kindness. Laughter. Generosity.
Someone do something.
And magic. May harmony cleanse you of stone.
Discord! Don't. We have to let this play out. Discord. Discord. Get away from it, Celestia!
That's when you know
Don't!
you're in love. Oh boy. What happened?
Discord.
Oy vey. Oh goodness, he's like, oh crap. He's like all covered now. Oh crap. Okay. Luna, Izzy, Fizzy. Apparently you need to fix your intro because at one point that was you voicing her and then it said it was, crap, someone. It's somebody. Some pony. Okay, what was I looking for in the credits? Fanatic Panda, that's who voices Starlight. Sunset Shimmer. I think that each of the intros have or outros have been different. But yeah, there is some things that I do want to basically address that could make the series a little better. Something that I noticed very, very much with this episode. Live it. Oh, okay. That's the intro. Oh my god, the credits on that one. Let's see, Ashley H's Twilight, Night Breath, Applejack, blah blah blah. Okay, so it doesn't change anything, it doesn't look like. Alright, that was The Lover's Stone, Episode 4, Disharmony. Okay, so pretty much the elements of harmony, I don't know if they were working or not. I mean, I don't know if that reaction is from Celestia interrupting, or if maybe the elements of harmony were doing less good and more bad. I mean, I know they're the elements of harmony and they're supposed to be doing good, but I don't really think that they were doing him any good. I think it's mostly from Celestia interrupting, but I don't know. It's totally hard to really determine at this point. But on to the points that I was trying to make. Basically, the thing that I'm seeing that's mainly the biggest issue is, well, it's not an issue by any means. It's just something that I think needs a little bit more adapting and a little bit more of a better approach. Some of the scenes are very, very short, and it goes from like the transition to a scene and then to the transition so fast. A recommendation from me is definitely to possibly just add more, or if a scene is too short, just kind of do fade in, fade out kind of thing, rather than going, or maybe do a different transition, like maybe a crossfade or something like that, to a different scene. Something that doesn't like get so in the way that it's so obvious. Like, that kind of was the only thing that kind of really bugged me about this one. This episode was good, but I have to say it was probably one of my least favorites because, I don't know, it just seemed kind of, how do I explain this without putting in the offense? It was just the transitions being too short. Some were longer than others that needed. Some were longer, and that's good. But some were so short that I don't think that transition needed to be there. I mean, it's kind of like how I said what I said. If you're playing a game and going to a different scene, there's like that loading screen, and you're just waiting for it, and eventually it comes back on to the next screen. But that's kind of what it reminded me of, and it kind of seemed more annoying than anything. But still, this was good. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad. No. Don't take me wrong. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like there could have been more than there was, because I don't know. It just kind of seemed a little rushed to me. This one just seemed a tiny little bit rushed, and I think there just could have been more to add rather than just this. There's just a lot of parts that can be written a lot more better, a lot more open, a lot more definitive. I mean, there's a lot to the story, but it's also it has its moments where it's a little too short and there needs to be more added. I am not saying the story is bad. No. I'm just saying my personal opinion that sometimes in shorter like transitions or shorter scenes, sometimes you don't need to put that transition in there that's that long. That kind of gets a little annoying, and it's kind of just a bother rather than anything. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying what I personally think could make it better. Like, I would recommend going through like the shorter stuff and trying to make it longer, and not trying to just how do I put this? Just try to add more. Don't I would recommend just trying to add more than there is, because it kind of, I don't know, that just kind of doesn't seem to be an improvement. It kind of sort of just seems like a disimprovement from, I don't know if that's a word, not a big improvement from what it's supposed to be. I mean, I know that episode 5 is coming out and it's been a while, but it's it needs work. Like, that's mainly in the script. I know that's in the script where those transitions come into play, where those scenes are. Like, make them longer. Maybe, like, I think that you just need to make them longer and last a little longer, and just kind of make them seem like they need to be there. Some don't feel like they even need to be there. Like, there could be stuff that's taken out and not even put in, and it would still make sense. But that's my personal opinion, and I just think it's still a good story. Don't get me wrong. This one was just, like, not one of my favorites. Uh, Whether or not the whole part with Discord being covered in stone now was caused by Celestia's interruption or the elements themselves, I have no idea. That's totally oblivious at this point. And as much as I wish I could say that I knew what was going on, I'm glad that I'm kind of glad that I don't know what was going on. Sorry, I got choked up there. But pretty much that's my thoughts for this episode. And things that could help it to be much more better: make the episodes longer. Make some of the shorter scenes longer and more thinking that they need to be there, rather than making such short scenes like that really don't have a purpose to be there. I mean, some do have purposes, don't get me wrong, but just don't make it overbearingly short to the point of where, like, you go through that transition and it's like a minute of dialogue, and then we're back to that transition going into a different scene. Like, make them longer, more definitive, and just add more in there. Like, get creative if you need to. Don't just stick to the original story. Get creative. Like how DF did with our Discord. Like how Ashley H did with Remembrance. That, go a little bit out more of your element and just kind of add in stuff that maybe you want to add as additionals. I just don't, I'm not saying this one was bad. I'm just thinking it was the most rushed. It seemed like the most rushed episode to me, but it was still good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm just trying to basically point out where it needs work. It does need work in, like, the shorter scenes need to be longer. They need to have a purpose. Some things can be cut. Some things can be kept. Certain things don't need to be there. I spotted a few parts in here that actually didn't even need to be there in order for it to make sense. But other than that, this is still really good, and I can't wait for episode 5. I'm just hoping that even if you see this, Kenzie, that you do take my advice a little bit and just try to make your shorter scenes a little longer and just slowly work on getting better. I'm not saying this is a bad series. Not at all. This is a good series. It just needs to be, it just needs to start getting a little more interesting, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there just needs to be more in order for it to be more interesting. Something that is just going to keep the interest. Like, okay, the most interesting thing out of that entire episode was when they released the elements, those eyes opened up. were those Twilights? I have no idea. I'm guaranteeing that probably has to do something with a culprit, like maybe a villain, maybe something that that is part of the Tree of Harmony, because we've seen in season 8 that the Tree of Harmony is a sentient being now that can take the form of a pony, in this case Twilight. So it's an actual sentient being that has personality. But I don't know when this story was written, so I don't know how relevant it is to, like, which season was it written in, I don't know any of that. Just a few things that need some work, and I'm still excited for episode 5. This is going to be hopefully getting pretty interesting pretty quickly, because the eyes, I think, have to do with whoever I don't know if it's a villain. I don't know if it's a villain, a phenomenon, a spirit, maybe a malevolent force. I don't know. I'm totally lost on this one. And then there's the title, Disharmony, which is a very interesting title. But I don't know if it was Celestia's interruption that turned him to like 50% stone, or if that could have also just been the elements of harmony themselves. This is going to hopefully get interesting. I am looking forward to episode 5. This just needs some improvement in some certain places. And I feel like you can do those as we move forward. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and hit that bell icon if you enjoyed this. I do readings at least, try to, once a month, and I do reactions on this channel. And yeah, I guess I'm out for now, at least for this series. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later, and until next time, happy horrors until then, and take care.